back for one more episode of Chew the Bible. It's your good friend Aaron. It is November 2nd. Man, this year has flown by. November 2nd, 6:13 in the evening. I hope y'all had an amazing day. All right, we're going to hop right into it. As y'all can tell, I'm trying to make these episodes a little shorter so we can just move through and because it'll take me forever to get to the New Testament if I keep making all these episodes 30 minutes, hour long. At some point, after I go through the entire Bible, I'll probably make these episodes a little longer. But for now, we'll just try to keep them short to the best of my ability. So, where are we? 2 Kings chapter 11. Here we go. 2 Kings chapter 11. Queen Athaliah, I think that's how you say it. Athaliah rules in Judah. When Athaliah, the mother of King Ahaziah of Judah, learned that her son was dead, she began to destroy the rest of the royal family. But Ahaziah's sister, Jehosheba, the daughter of King Jehoram, took Ahaziah's infant son Joash and stole him away from among the rest of the king's children who were about to be killed. She put Joash and his nurse in a bedroom, and they hid him from Athaliah, so the child was not murdered. Joash remained hidden in the temple of the Lord for 6 years while Athaliah ruled over the land. Revolt against Athaliah. In the 7th year of Athaliah's reign, Jehoiada, the priest, summoned the commanders, the Karaite mercenaries, and the palace guards to come to the temple of the Lord. He made a solemn pact with them and made them swear an oath of loyalty there in the Lord's temple. Then he showed them the king's son. Jehoiada told them, this is what you must do. I'm struggling, y'all. Jehoiada told them, this is what you must do. A third of you who are on duty on the Sabbath are to guard the royal palace itself. Another third of you are to stand guard at the Sur Gate, and the final third must stand guard behind the palace guard. These three groups will all guard the palace. The other 2 units who are off duty on the Sabbath must stand guard for the king at the Lord's temple. Form a bodyguard around the king and keep your weapons in hand. Kill anyone who tries to break through. Stay with the king wherever he goes. So the commanders did everything as Jehoiada the priest ordered. The commanders took charge of the men reporting for duty that Sabbath, as well as those who were going off duty. They brought them all to Jehoiada the priest, and he supplied them with the spears and small shields that had once belonged to King David and were stored in the temple of the Lord. The palace guards stationed themselves around the king with their weapons ready. They formed a line from the south of the temple around to the north side and all around the altar. Then Jehoiada brought out Joash, the king's son, placed the crown on his head, and presented him with a copy of God's laws. They anointed him and proclaimed him king, and everyone clapped their hands and shouted, "Long live the king!" Interesting. The death of Athaliah. When Athaliah heard the noise made by the palace guards and the people, she hurried to the Lord's temple to see what was happening. What's going on here? Why they so loud? What are they doing all that ruckus for? Verse 14. When she arrived, she saw the newly crowned king standing in his place of authority by the pillar, as was the custom at times of coronation. The commanders and trumpeters were surrounding him, and people from all over the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. When Athaliah saw all this, she tore her clothes in despair and shouted, "Treason! Treason!" Of course. Then Jehoiada the priest ordered the commanders who were in charge of the troops, "Take her to the soldiers in front of the temple and kill anyone who tries to rescue her, for the priest has said she must not be killed in the temple of the Lord." So they seized her and led her out to the gate where horses enter the palace grounds, and she was killed there. Jehoiada's religious reforms. Verse 17, Then Jehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and the people that they would be the Lord's people. And he also made a covenant between the king and the people. And all the people of the land went over to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They demolished the altars and smashed the idols to pieces. And they killed Mattan and priest of Baal in front of the altars. I would say Mattan. I would say Mattan. Sometimes these names, I don't know the exact way to say them, so I just make up a name for them in here. I pronounce it in my own earned vernacular. Jehoiada the priest stationed guards at the temple of the Lord. Then the commanders, the Karite mercenaries, the palace guards, and all the people of the place of the land escorted the king from the temple of the Lord. They went through the gate of the guards and into the palace, and the king took his seat on the royal throne. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was peaceful because Athaliah had been killed at the king's palace. Joash was 7 years old when he became king. All right, this is interesting because I see some parallels between Moses and Jesus and Joash, because Moses was hidden. He's going to be killed. Was it Moses? Yeah. He was hidden, sent down the river. Jesus had to be hidden. Interesting. Joash was hidden, and he became king in the 7th year. That's significant. Something to look up later on your own. The significance of Joash being 7 years when he became king. Or just look up Joash. Do a little deeper dive study on Joash. Anyway. All right, y'all. That was fun. Now I just realized why I have the phone normally closer to me. Because the sound, let's see how good the sound is. The sound, I'm in my car, so the acoustics are pretty good. I call my car kind of like my little studio. It looks like it's picking up the sound just fine by looking at these little waves. So we'll see. Let's do a test real quick. Bam. We're gonna call it Joash. Call him King. Little King Joash, that's what we call him, because he is a little king. Joash. Keeps wanting to spell check that. Put a crown. Bam. Alright, see how that sounds. Alright, welcome back. Those who were going off duty. Because Moses was hidden. Alright, it sounds good to me. All right, y'all, have a good night.
May the Lord continue to bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace.